Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that, how it would benefit the rest of us.
Yeah. That's all mic'd up and ready to go.
Alright.
We should have copied and printed out here, just print things. Oh, should have printed out here, we just print the minutes and stuff.
I know.
Cause I always forget.
I print it out and just keep it in my binder, so I have a copy. Do you want my copy?
No, it's alright.
Are you sure you can?
No.
And I never think to print it for everyone else.
Well, you shouldn't have to. You're right. Just like a little printer, you could just airdrop something to right here or something.
Yeah.
Wicked handy.
That would be super handy. There probably is a copier upstairs I could copy. Yeah, it is a super short
Yeah.
agenda.
Jeremy was leading the website options thing. I fully expect like master planning to take like a while.
Yeah.
Like, I can go start spitballing shit, but you need to go the right way, like through the right channels and who has to be involved and,
I didn't have a chance to look over that grant stuff that she had emailed either. I saw that you had looked it over and you guys chatted about it, but I didn't really get a chance to like dig into it.
yeah, no, she sent it over and red flag to look more into.
Is there a Wi-Fi down here, like a public Wi-Fi?
I don't think there is. I think I've checked that before.
Because my phone never works down here.
No. Probably strategic.
Yeah, right? Council chambers are locked.
Not a dumb move. I don't want somebody broadcasting either.
That's true.
In case things get used. Not that it's not live anyway.
Yeah, it's right.
What the heck was I just thinking of?
Just gonna try to get into my email.
Heather Donahue. I saw her somewhere. And she had mentioned they had engaged with a like municipality master planner. Like,
Oh.
I gotta follow up with her and ask her about that. I don't know if I was dreaming or what, but I thought she mentioned something about they engaged with somebody who did like visioning and master planning for communities.
Okay.
So if they have, it would be nice to know and important to
Oh, we gotta check on that porta potty situation too.
It's down there.
It is?
Yeah, I can tell you used it practice tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, so was it last night? I think it was last night. One of the moms asked me about it, and I said, "Oh, good question."
Yeah, it's nature's way.
I looked and I didn't
It's
see
fine.
it. So okay.
It's right beside the toilets.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, so maybe maybe I should see if maybe that's good.
People are confused on why we're renting it, what it's on beside a permanent bathroom facility.
Yeah.
But it's just one they could do. I mean, it's for the cleaning and the maintenance aspect of it.
And that's a gray area as well on who actually maintains those. So I heard in the thing the other night, the town council meeting, that came up again as well.
Yeah, it's from Paul. It's the responsibility of whoever is opening it to make sure it's getting cleaned.
Nice. Sorry, I'm
So-
so cutting it close.
Oh, you're good. It's three of us and Jenny.
Okay, cool. Should I sit over here?
Wherever you want to sit.
I just, so I can sit by my
If you want to sit on the other side of the aisle, that's fine.
Is, oh yeah, I saw Jen earlier, she's coming.
Yeah, she had
No.
something until 6.
Soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, and Devin and Jeremy can't come, right? And Devin has physics or
Can't
something.
come. Devin's got physics.
Is Susie or Kathy meeting here?
Catherine had another meeting at the same time, she said in the email. And I don't know about Susie.
Oh,
I haven't even had any notice if, I assume Catherine includes her on the invite. I haven't, like, personally been reaching out to her. I don't
Let me look at the
have
invite.
my, she knows my work phone. Oh,
Yeah, the only time, I think I saw an email from her early on in the summer saying
No,
she's not on it.
she's not.
Oh.
It's you, it's two of you and one of me.
Okay, we gotta get her the email list and include Susie, so she rolls on the invite.
Yeah, because she sends it to both your work and your personal email, and then to me. And that's it.
That's it, that's
Yeah.
That's good idea. But I'm terrible at staying off my personal one.
Oh, me too.
I'll write that down for new business.
How was the rest of your day?
It was good.
Okay, I felt so bad this morning.
No, and you know what? That
I was
wasn't
like,
even.
oh no, she's like swamped.
I didn't feel overwhelmed by it
Okay.
at all. I really didn't, and honestly, I didn't feel overwhelmed.
Okay,
by it.
good.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it was good.
I just felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, she's got like, what?
That was the only. There was one or two stragglers after that.
After
Same
that,
thing.
Same issue.
Same exact
Same
thing.
ones
No,
or different? Okay.
Different kids.
Hey,
same
oh,
issues.
there she is.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
we were
we
just
just-
discussing if you got the invite or not.
Well, we had said at the last meeting.
Yes. Oh, that's right. You were here. Okay, good.
Wrote it down. Hey.
Awesome. So yeah, no, it was a couple
Okay.
stragglers, same issues, different kids, and it was fine.
A Y or naive?
Huh?
You
Erica
a Y
ended
or
up
naive?
going.
Why?
Why?
So
Oh, she did?
yeah,
Suzy.
It was her kiddo was, yeah.
yeah.
I saw
so-
him at lunch and I told him about the bear. I was like, nice
Yeah,
job,
I
buddy.
know, right?
Couldn't believe it.
I know. So she ended up going. So it was just Sarah and I the rest of the day. But
Wow.
it was fine.
That's busy.
It wasn't. I really felt like it went really well.
Announcement. One of my children is playing football.
I heard.
Yeah, well, so he had his first ever tackle today.
Yeah.
There was tears.
Oh,
I was
he's
like,
tackle.
I don't know, buddy, I don't think you want to do this. Like, I'm trying to talk sense to him. He's like, please, can I play? I'm like, yes. I'm like, do you have any idea what's going to happen to you? Then he went to get fitted for stuff and he was like, up against a fourth grader that was like outweighed him by like 70 pounds. He's like, how do you tackle someone like that? And I was like, you go low. He's like, it was good. But he's spirits are a little. He doesn't have a high pain threshold, so. But there's only one way to toughen him up.
If it ends up, if you can't hang with it, then just, there's always flag. You can do flag too.
Kyle thinks Mason is got a future in defense, football defense. Like,
Just get angry.
yeah, this is
Tell him,
why. He's
Picture
like,
Parker on every one of those guys.
right, well, Parker's so sweet. Parker's like, I don't wanna, no mama, please don't. He goes, I'll watch on the bleachers with you. And I was like, oh, Parker. He's like, I'll just play soccer. And Mason's like, I wanna play tackle.
Good. I
Kyle's
it.
like, there's something there. Maybe you wanna let him do it.
Perfect. You're rolling.
Yeah, Jenny should be here any minute actually.
Want to do a minute? Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, if you,
Jen has soccer
yeah, until
Yeah,
6, and then
she
she
said-
was gonna come
Right over.
right here.
in a real world.
I think she's gonna have Eric meet her.
By
in
the time they
parking lot.
leave, it'll probably be more like 6:15 or something.
Maybe. I said.
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's start with a little pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I like to start loud and fade back really quickly because I'm always worried to screw up some words. All right, adoption of prior minutes. Anything on the prior minutes? Make a motion that we adopt minutes as written.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Any opposed? No. Okay, we'll move right into this. I can't read my face with the mask on. Move it into old business and update on fall rec. Susie, no better person to give an update than you.
Well, it started. So we have, from the looks of it, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 programs going, I guess. Coaches finally, we got field hockey coach Tuesday. So that's a go. So Terry Jean is doing field hockey, Rachel Kelly's doing cheering, and those are gonna start next Tuesday. So those are the only two that are left to start now.
Yep. Good.
So that'd be 10 total then?
Huh?
Would that be 10 total, or that's included in the 8?
We got 3 football, 1 cheering, field hockey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 5 through 8 teams
Wow, that's really good.
for soccer. And then 2, 3, 4 teams, right?
Yep.
2, 3, 4, and then K2 for soccer.
Yep.
So whatever that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Well,
Wow.
and your team, that's great.
Today I was at the town office this morning, I got whatever was left for sign-ups. So I'll go tomorrow, so we'll see if we get any more in. For the most part, I think everybody's got a good crowd. They had enough for 2 teams for both 3, 4, and
Yeah,
5,
good
8.
turnout.
They didn't, I kinda thought that was gonna happen with the 5, 8, with the 5, 6 and the 7, 8. They might have to kinda combine because it just wasn't. The other night when I met Kyle at the shed, there was 2 in 7, 8th grade that were signed up. So
Yes, more
you
showed up.
guys might have to be looking at like a 5 through 8 team.
Yeah, I think once some word gets out there, maybe that, especially
Yeah,
kids
He
that
set
want
a
to play,
great
then you're
schedule
gonna
around tonight. I thought that was so cute. They got them
Yeah,
majors
there's-
and the minors, like the 5
Yeah,
through
there-
8. So the majors, there's 2 teams, and the 3, 4s is 2 teams.
Yeah,
They're gonna play a lot of soccer just against each other,
yeah. there's
3 or 4
gonna be-
times a week.
Yeah,
It's like, go for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be good. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I mentioned it at the intramural stuff at the school. The intramural turnout at the school is very low. Like numbers are
That's what he said.
very low,
Really?
very low.
I heard at the school board meetings, they were very impressed, there's huge numbers.
No, there's 7 girls soccer and 10 boys soccer. When I counted last year at the end of the season, there were a potential for over 30 boys soccer, and there are 10 or 11. So 4 8th graders, 1 7th grader, and so so a lot of kids who are either remote learning or homeschooled who were excluded from intramural, which I think obviously impacts the numbers. Those kids showed up at rec, so I think it's really good because those kids didn't have another option to play.
Do you want me to tell you what I have for numbers as of today?
Yeah.
Okay, K2 soccer, 27 kids. 3, 4 soccer, 18 kids. 5 through 8 soccer, 21 kids. Field hockey, 13. Cheering, 10. I don't have 3, 4 football, but I think there's a lot, right?
There's
20.
20, I think,
27?
right?
Yeah, there's all of that.
Alex has 12,
We have 12, yeah.
and I don't have flag.
I
I
didn't.
just, every time I got those signups, I just gave them on to the coaches, gave them on to the coaches.
Flag is low, so they're having the 3rd graders swing down to play just the line.
Oh, okay.
So the young kids can play
Play the
the
game,
skill
yeah.
positions, they can play. And then, a couple of the more advanced second graders are playing up to build that,
Yeah.
tackle skill
Yeah.
and learn some actual, learn some
Yeah.
movements and skills and tackling drills, things like that. It's been good. We had a game in Athens last weekend. It was kind of a whole day of it. They were spread up and down the sidelines with little chunks of people, little chunks, and but it was great. I mean, Athens on their side. They had 20 people or so, 20, 25, 30 parents. We didn't have 70 parents on the Pittsfield side, right? Spread out strategically, spaced, and the kids they were great at sanitizing everything I say that it was a couple different events, right? Because you had your 3, 4, then you had your flag, and then your tackle and your other team. So, but it's good turnout. The kids had a blast. It was a perfect day for it.
And we got everything at Manson Park.
Mhm.
So Sean made some fields yesterday for soccer.
Yep.
I don't think the goals are probably big enough for the middle school kids.
They're really small for them, but it's kind of nice, honestly, because it forces them to be more precise if they're kicking. Like, it's not as big, obviously, but I don't know if there's even an option to do bigger ones, is there?
Is it the?
I don't think we have them. We don't have them available this year.
Oh, you don't. I didn't know
What's-
if there were additional goals somewhere.
What size are they? Are they the?
They're little,
They're like
they're
3,
small.
4, right.
They're 3, 4, they're 3rd and 4th, like 5th grade max size. They're not regulation.
So they're not like metal.
They are metal,
metal.
like the white ones.
The
Yeah,
white ones
they're
like
just
five,
very small.
like 5 feet tall and like 8 feet wide or something like
They're
that.
they're a little, I think, they're like might be like 6 feet tall.
Okay.
But they're small comparative to middle school level. Like for the 7th and 8th graders, they're a little on the small side. But I mean, I think it will.
But they're not plastic pop-up goals.
No.
Good.
Those are for, that would be like K2.
And
Yeah.
the plan that Kyle sent around tonight to like me and John Dean, whatever, is pretty much just gonna do like 7-on-7 anyway, so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be like, these big massive soccer games. It's gonna be
No,
like-
I think you're right. I think it'll be small. Yeah.
So, I did mention that to Catherine today, so I guess going forward, if there was some big ticket items that we would need to get, we should probably outfit Manson Park with some of this equipment that we've always been able to use at school.
Right.
And
I don't know.
in the event that we can't use the school anymore, it might, like Woody had, somebody make goalposts for football.
Yeah,
I saw
Danny
that.
made them, yeah.
Was there 2 or just 1?
Danny and.
There's just
Adam.
one.
Oh.
Danny and Adam went down last Sunday and
Oh.
made them.
Yep, they're awesome.
Yeah, Danny got all the materials from his work, so.
Hopefully
Yep.
by next year, I think you'll be able to, like, I don't know if this not using the school is a permanent thing or.
I gotta believe it. I think it'll last a while.
It just,
Yeah.
I would think that probably if we were able to see some bigger goals, like somebody sees them somewhere, like on Craigslist or
Oh,
something. It'd be great to have them down at the park so kids could just practice year round, or, during the summer or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Because John Dean had mentioned that, like, we could put some goals up during the summer so people could practice, but we really didn't even have big enough ones anyway.
Right, that would be awesome to have even just one goal, like with a goal mouth, and then kids could go down and just practice on goal. I know MCI has
With
it, but
what?
they don't. What's that?
With a gut, what?
Like if they set up just even one area, not two necessarily, because it's
Yeah.
it's big if you do a whole field, but
You said goal mouth.
a
There's
mouth,
goal
like
mouth.
the mouth of the goal, like opening
Oh,
of the goal.
I thought
Sorry.
it was some like special piece of
No,
equipment.
I meant like the opening of the goal, like so that kids could just go down in there and like like when you do tennis and you hit it
Yeah.
across the board or whatever to yourself, then
Yeah.
it gives kids an option. But MCI, do they keep their goals up in the summer or no? The nets? Do they even put them up
They
until?
have the 2 fields, so, yeah, I think they
Yeah.
do.
Oh, someone's trying to get in.
Susie, did you say, what were the cheering numbers, or did you not say the cheering
Cheering
numbers?
is
10, okay. And then you found the nets for the goals at the park, right?
Yeah, because Sean texted me yesterday if I knew anybody didn't know how to put on nets
Okay.
for goals to please send them to Manson Park. I said, well, I don't, but if I run into anybody in there.
Okay, yeah, I knew that they were looking for them, but I
I
wasn't sure
texted
yet.
Devin, Devin's like, I don't know how to do it, and that was the last I heard. I never heard back from Sean.
Okay, I didn't even look tonight. You were there tonight, yeah? Were you there tonight?
Last night?
Last night, there was
Oh,
no
they're
Sean.
last night.
We put them up
The next
last
one.
night at the game, at the thing. John
that
and
too.
Kyle and
Okay.
Sean was there.
So they
Not
went
that fast. He found them and we found
They
zip
went
ties and we put
I
them
was
up.
like, you get to go do the field. She's like, great.
Yeah. Yeah, they got put up at the beginning of the event last night.
Because Paul Bertrand stopped by the house today to tell me that Saturday there's a softball tournament at Manson Park. And I was like, I don't think we have anything Saturday, but I'll double check. But not like where you guys, where football is, but down. And we were just like, yeah, it was kind of, Sean was kind of struggling yesterday because Jack always did all that fall setup, like everything. Jack I did it.
Who's running the park right now?
Paul Bertrand is whoever I talked to.
Oh, he's not doing the day-to-day.
No.
I think he has the crew.
He does, and I
Because when I
think,
called him yesterday about the goals, he's like, oh, none of the crew's working today. I don't know. He goes, if you bring enough guys down here, we can probably lug them across the park. I was like, okay. So I texted Sean. I was like, Paul says bring some friends to lug the goals across the park. And then later Sean posted on Facebook, thank you, Chimbro, for coming over and helping us move goals. So
there is a crew, but I'm not sure that any of it had been, I think it was just a temporary fix
I
to
think
get
it was
through
like
the summer.
one guy mows and
Yeah.
one guy
Yeah.
does something else.
That's exactly right, and I don't know that any of that has been decided on. I think it was just a temporary fix to get through the summer, so.
And the go-to guy really, I guess, was Paul.
Absolutely, yep, he is, definitely.
Because somebody wanted to do a softball tournament, and I checked with Catherine, and she was like, well, I would just call Mr. Paul Bertrand. I'm like, okay. So I called Paul, and he's like, yeah, give him my number. And now they're having a softball tournament.
Coach?
Hey, Jen.
K2 is gonna rock.
Good. Did you round up some helpers?
Yeah, I had like 5 parents out there. I'm telling you what, it was awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And how's good that age group to have?
Oh my
extra
gosh,
hands?
It's the biggest group.
I'm gonna tell you, the Johnson family's back. That really helps.
Oh, Seth?
That's
Corey, Seth, like all of them are back.
No,
I said, here, you guys coach this half, I'll take the other ones.
it's
great.
good.
And did you find the Colson kid?
Yeah, he was there. I thought I knew him from school, but
I'm sure you do. I think
I
he's
don't-
your head.
I don't know. It actually is the person I thought it was though.
And then Nan had said she would help.
Yep, Nan helped. Yeah, it was great.
Good.
Thank you.
No problem.
So we were just getting an update from Susie and others on fall rec, how it's starting off and stuff, so. So yours is night one is starting off pretty good, sounds?
Yeah, night one went well. The coaches have to wear masks. The helpers.
I haven't seen anything official about it.
Yeah.
That was my question when
I
you
said
started
yes.
talking about it, you said it about the Saturday stuff for football and like what the COVID protocols are, and I think I saw something come out, but I don't know what avenue I saw it through. It wasn't this group, right?
We talked about if you know, our coaches basically has to come within, you know, you're kind of distancing.
Yeah.
Right.
That they have a mask that, make sure they have a mask
Okay.
to pop up. Like,
Right.
you know, Woody wears one behind his neck all the time, so when
Yeah.
he steps up, you'll see him pull it up a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know like Steve Sally's helping and he just wears it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Is that who was helping tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was another fellow there that
Yeah,
I
I don't
never
know who
seen
that
before.
was.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Was that, I didn't see,
Yeah,
when I got
sure.
there late.
Simon's dad? I'm
Simon
not sure which.
Candido's dad,
I
maybe?
don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember
Okay.
his names yet.
Okay.
Yep, okay, so yeah, he's a fourth grader, so if it was his dad, a lot of times, Conrad Alt, which would be Ashton Novak's dad, he
Yeah.
helps out a lot.
Actually, like
Yeah, I
summer
know
camp.
him too.
Yeah.
They're both
I
southern.
don't think anybody.
Was that?
They both have southern.
So-
I know they did both dads,
I know.
yeah.
They
yeah.
did try to have some protocols this summer, and I didn't know if we were gonna do like a formal training of the rec coaches on COVID protocol. We're not gonna go that to that degree, or like what.
I
you
think
guys
we're
want.
kind of,
I think we're in it now.
Yeah.
we're looking at it, we're making sure, you know, well, I mean, the sanitizer, they got the sanitizer line, the temp check lines and the,
Because we didn't do temp checks last night.
Right, that's,
Oh, so is that that was just a protocol in place for football?
we were doing temp checks and.
That's what-
sanitizing.
And I think
And that's
football's
what-
considered higher risk
Right.
than soccer, so that's my question, are we taking that protocol because football's the highest risk and then soccer's considered moderate risk, so we're
No,
gonna go with.
we had talked that every sport would
Okay.
temperature check and sanitize.
So then I think that stuff has to be distributed to the coaches so they can perform.
Do you
those temperature
have-
checks.
Cause you had a bunch of them, I think, Susie, right? Or
I've given
handful?
out all we have, and I've asked Donnie Shoot for 6 more, and he was gonna talk to Catherine.
All right, who'd they go to?
Huh?
Who did they go to, you know?
Donnie Shoot is like the safety guy.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know where he gets them. He
Who
got
did you
them,
give them out to though?
I gave them to all the football guys. And one to Terry Jean, there's 4.
did you get the ones back from the baseball games?
Yeah, those are the ones in the shed. So we only probably had, Ethan Barney had one this summer for 2 sports. There was one at the pool. I got Ethan's back, that was I gave to your Jean. And there's one more at the pool, so I think we only had 5. Oh, Rachel Kelly has one from Summer Rec, so she'll have
Okay,
to
so
use
we
them
need to
all.
get a couple for
So I
soccer.
basically need them for the soccer
Yeah.
coaches, that's it.
So we need a few more, cause they didn't use it last night, but I was
So
like,
what I was like wondering, like, cause with the soccer, basically you're gonna have one.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have to like do it for all the kids who get,
Yeah.
to have to do it. But for the soccer coaches, they're gonna all practice at different times, the 3-4 and the 5-8.
yeah, I think so. Honestly, I'm helping out the team that my kids are on, like a backup coach to that
So we're
team,
probably gonna need 4 for that group.
right, so, and that, yeah.
Oh, you did split them into teams and.
It's 2, there's 2 7th and 8th grade teams and 2 3 and 4 teams.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, 5th,
5th,
6th, 7th,
5,
yeah,
5-8, yeah.
it's 5 through 8.
Oh.
They're letting 8th grade, but there's only a handful of those in that age group, so.
Okay.
And they are like, I thought it was one big practice, they kind of split up, but they're actually different teams.
Yeah, after last night, there'll be different teams broken out, so they could be playing at different times, yeah.
And need more sanitizer for you guys too then.
Yeah.
Sarah Jean has one,
So-
Rachel has one, all football.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to ask, so I went and got sanitizer. Oh, I'm sorry, go
And
ahead.
then I was just thinking back, because John Dean has 2 teams, so we only need 1 for him.
He's doing 2 teams again.
He's doing the older kid in the.
So we need 4 more thermometers total for soccer. I had that worked out earlier today.
Poor man.
Wait, is it?
He lives for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he is
He
doing 2
loves
teams.
it.
I know, but it's hard.
I know it is.
And he has a high schooler that plays, like,
Yeah.
varsity, yeah.
2.
Yeah, true, Bill. I'm like, he's got 4. So
And they're not on the same team.
No, I know, yeah, he's a
Yeah,
busy guy, he
he's
loves
the
it.
man.
Yeah, yeah.
So can we use like the aerosol sanitizer for balls?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have some, do we have any? Like, does the
I
town
don't know
have
what
any?
What is it?
Walgreens has it. So it's just like aerosol, Lysol, basically. So I bought that for the balls instead of having to take a wipe and wipe every single one.
The other thing is depending on when they're gonna be used again. So if it's for immediate reuse, but if they're gonna sit for a period of time unused, then like it's, you know what I mean, it's less
Yeah.
of an issue than if you're gonna go like one group of kids right to the next, you know what I mean? Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
There's mixed literature out there about how long to leave things sitting and whether it's really transmissible at that point of contact, especially if it's exposed to UV light for a period of
Sit
time.
there in the direct
Yeah.
sun.
So you can definitely use the spray, absolutely. And then just let them sit and they'll be fine for reuse.
Perfect.
It's not the primary mode of transmission, so this is more important, and we're not asking them to mask wear except coaches, right? And we
Yeah.
didn't last night, so I don't know if you were.
I did. I asked anyone helping and any coaches.
Yeah.
I kind of followed what I saw football do.
Yeah, and they did distancing last night. They didn't do mask wearing for the instructional, but
Yep. Yeah, well, that's probably the biggest one we'll have to encourage is if it's a parent standing on the sideline, it's a public park, you really can't do much about it.
Right.
If it's someone that's gonna step out and help out with something,
right, and being
Okay.
with kids, yeah.
you know, and they're not, you know, we can ask them to,
Yeah.
make sure
Right.
they have a mask.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a fair request.
So then soccer needs thermometers and some sanitizer type product.
Yep. So I think Susie's real.
So I
Mrs.
don't know
Donnie
if you
had-
order it anywhere, but they have like a big containers at Walgreens of sanitizer and,
He got
Lysol.
everything for the summer people, so.
Who did?
Donnie Shoe.
Okay, so is
He
he,
showed up and gave me everything, but it was basically just like bottles of hand sanitizer and thermometers.
Yeah.
So you want somebody to clean the balls up,
I thought that we were supposed
like
to.
a Lysol spray.
I have it. I already got it.
Oh, okay.
So we'll need more though.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, if we could pick up a few cans of that, just to have it with that kind of pack for each of the coaches, that'd be good.
Yep. And or whatever's left over from summer, if you still have
Yeah.
wipes that you've collected. So if you don't have anything left, then we would
He
need
didn't,
some.
they didn't give me any wipes in summer.
Okay. So
Maybe
thermometers
bottles,
and
hand
disinfectant
sanitizers,
for the
and
soccer
thermometers.
teams.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
Cause I think like in the summer, like all the kids are gonna take lacrosse sticks home.
I think baseball had wipes though, because
Yeah,
we wiped every
wiped
bat
down
down.
between batting if it
Not
wasn't
probably
their
in
own
all those
bat.
bags for football. Anything that was in
Okay.
that Little League shed went with
With football.
Woody for football.
Makes sense. So this is just a question for me to know. So these little kids, I can't imagine teaching these little guys. Like, can I touch them?
In terms of like, yeah.
Like if I'm trying, you know what I mean? Like you're teaching a
You
kid
can
how
guide
to.
them. You can guide them. You're gonna have you and they will all have sanitized their hands, right?
Right,
They're
yeah.
gonna start. I mean, of course, they're touching their faces and eyes and whatever, but
Right.
I would do your best to avoid
Not to.
having to physically put your hands on them. But
Right.
but if you feel like you have to guide them, I would just make sure you're away from their facial area. But yeah.
They're so little.
Yeah, pass
Oh my
over
gosh.
from the back of the shoulder to, you know, like,
You're not gonna transmit COVID by touching their
Right.
their back or helping them up or no. Yeah, that's fine. As long as you're not down in their face, unmasked, coughing and like
Yeah.
talking, like you'll be all right. Especially since you're outside, because it's
I know.
very low modes of transmission outdoors.
I'm not used to these little babies.
I
and
know, they're so
sweet.
cute.
Oh my gosh, they're
I
cute.
know.
They have like no acne or anything yet.
I know.
No attitude.
No,
No attitude. I know. It is so
It's
innocent at that age.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Now
It
when
is
those are
adorable.
older, I'm like, what are you doing?
I
Go
know.
back.
Stinky
what
kids.
is that? Oh, stinky, oh my gosh. I love them.
Wait
I lo- I
until
love that.
yours get to be 11.
I love that stinky football pad smell.
Not when they forget deodorant. Mm-mm. Nope.
Takes you right back.
Not
Nope.
good.
Nope. My guy today, he rolled down the window and I'm like, you're gonna have to ride outside. You're gonna walk home, bud.
Is
Can't
that
do it.
bad, huh?
It is bad.
All right, so anything else we need to do on, or anything worth sharing on fall rec? Things we need to do differently, things we need to communicate? Sounds like we're going pretty good. I think the kids are all happy, I know that.
We're going and that's
Oh.
awesome.
Right.
We just keep making
Yeah,
more
I got
stuff.
4 dozen pennies for the soccer teams, you got some new pennies.
I did, yeah.
And then I think once the final numbers are in, I'm just gonna make every kid that signed up for summer rec a t-shirt.
Are we allowed to take late add-ons if a family like didn't get the memo or wants to? How do you guys handle that? If there's like a family that's like, oh, I forgot to sign up my kids,
Oh,
is
we
it too
take late
late?
signups all
You
the
can,
time.
okay.
That's why we're just gonna, like, nobody really specifically needs uniforms, because football's already got their uniform.
Right.
So we got the pennies, so therefore we'll just, everybody will get a t-shirt at some point during the season.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, anybody can still sign up. We just always just tell, I always just tell them, well, it already started, but yeah, you can sign up, and this is the coach, and
Right.
we do that with the summer too. It's just like, yeah, you've already missed two, but if you still wanna sign up, sure, great. It's just complicated for you coaches, because I have to like text you, 4 pictures today.
Wow.
So,
Oh, are they doing, or did we talk about doing pictures? Are they doing fall pictures? Someone asked me.
yeah, Aaron McCannell has texted me, and I told
Okay.
him that when we got situated and had the coaches, I was gonna send him an email with all the coaches' contacts,
Okay.
and that it would be on everybody's probably best interest to him to contact them and make a plan, because everybody was going in different directions.
Yeah, I had 2 parents ask me about that already, which I
Different
thought was
time.
really interesting, but
And did you still have the signups at school, or did you?
I dropped them off.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I dropped them off. I was just,
That's never happened before.
I know, it was so random. And one of them was like cash, and so I was like, oh my goodness. So I didn't really want to send it back home
Really
with the
surprised
student.
when you messaged me.
I know, I didn't want to send it back home with the student because I was like, then I'm putting cash back in a kid's backpack. It didn't feel right, so I dropped them all off myself. It was fine.
That happens again, just let me know and I'll just come pick them up or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, next item on the agenda was update on website stuff, website research, which Jeremy was leading, and he'll give an update at the next meeting. He said he was kind of going to do a little, just the handful that we kind of identified, and Susie and Catherine identified, and just doing basically a matrix, like a little side by side of what they offered with pricing and stuff like that. And as of now, Catherine's still going to beat me up, 'cause we were supposed to mark up the current website. But again, for me, for now, I would have as little as possible on the town website, just big, huge, flashing link to Susie's rec page.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to maintain 2 different places right
Right.
now. So that would be my recommendation to them for the site. Anything on that topic? Okay. And then we had master planning. I don't expect much to have taken off on that. I think that's going to be a longer project for each of us. And I really, I've done it a few times and I'm still kind of struggling with where to start and who needs to be involved, what the proper procedures would be. With each of these parks, there were different grants or different families that donated or different, groups that gave money to have the park created. And I want to understand what the rules and regulations around that park are, and then how to get community involvement. And I talked to Heather. I was telling you before, and I talked to Heather at some point. I don't know what it was. We bumped into each other or something. And I thought she had mentioned that the town was engaged with a what's a visionary? That's gonna sound silly, but master planning consultant, like a visionary, developing their vision and their path forward for the town. And if they have, that would obviously affect parks and stuff too. So I need to follow up and get more information on that, if they've engaged someone and what they're doing and how that affects everything else, right? So Catherine did send an email about some grants that I really didn't dig too far into yet. But like I told her, we're still getting our feet underneath us and trying to, kind of work with Susie and help support the fall rec that we really haven't probably thought too much about that or budgets, which she's working on now. So anything on master planning?
I just have a question, because I was looking at those formats that you sent. So, I don't know much about this stuff. So what is
Yeah.
it when we're thinking about the park that we kind of were taking the lead on? What is it that we would write down in those cells? Do you know what I mean, that spreadsheet?
Yeah, and that was one thing we came up with when we were kind of spitballing. It was pretty kind of, I don't know, probably the engineering background come out rather than
Right.
the artistic side with a vision statement or something like that,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But and I'd have to ask Catherine if there's certain requirements of these grants that she's referring to, of what has to be in a master plan or what
Okay.
format or whatever. But really, all I ever kind of, whenever we've done master planning, it was what's your vision for the, what is the town's vision for this park or for this facility down the road? And how do we get there? What's the stuff that needs to happen right now, a year from now, 5 years from now? Say we wanted to completely overhaul this building. The first thing we need to do is probably understand the existing facility conditions. Like that might be something we'd look at, try to budget an engineering firm to come look at. Is it stable? Is the ground stable? Is it structurally sound? Is it whatever? And then next year we'd look at engaging an architect to actually like redesign it. And then we might look at, pick away at the upgrades. So a park, we might, I don't know, whatever if the building's falling in, the first most immediate is fix the building, stabilize the building. We'll take the Pinnacle, for example, because we worked on that, right?
Right.
The most immediate one was we wanted to do some regrading of the land right in front of the hut because it was flooded. It had flooded last year or two ago, and it flooded once before that, I think. And that's immediate needs, right? That can ruin a facility pretty quickly. So that was right at the top of the list, where having, putting a fire pit and patio on was probably a little lower on the list.
Right.
So we put it a few years out.
Right.
And we tried to just put like ballpark. And
Yeah.
I could help you with that, but like, it's gonna be $5,000 to do this, or this is gonna be $15,000, or this is gonna be $12,000. And
Right.
you do that 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, and then she can fundraise for it, budget for it, apply for grants for it, things like that.
Right.
So it's really kind of like you move your house, right? We probably ought to I have this list of projects I want to do in the
Right.
house to get it to where we want it to be.
Yeah.
The part I'm struggling like you is who decides where it's going to be and what is that
Right.
vision and who
And then you have
says
the
what the
donors
vision
mixed
is.
in as well.
Right, which obviously, if it's Fenner Park, the Fenner family must have some say or some input on what if they want to make enhancements or just maintain or
Right.
sustain or, Hawthorne Park, I have no idea. So that stuff we'll need to look at Catherine to help us with. So we'll try and get her at maybe the next meeting or something like that. So that seems like a project that over the winter we could kind of be thinking and assembling and
Yeah.
reaching out and getting something ready for like spring engagement or whatever. So I'll try and we should definitely engage her on that. Yeah.
Do you want to throw out like an RFI to her to maybe gather some information for each park rather than do it at a meeting? Would you rather throw that out that way?
Yeah, then she can come prepared with
Yeah.
whatever she has for information
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was thinking about some of the parks listed, Jeremy and I were actually talking the other day about it, and in my head, there are a couple parks that there's picnic tables and benches, but there is no structure. And so I'm thinking, what do we put on the master plan for this park?
It's going to be pretty limited. Like
Right.
Veterans Park over here.
Right,
It's
yeah,
maybe the bricks are all caulked off and they're all growing in with weeds and
Right.
the project is to
Right.
re-brick it.
but we
re-brick the
wait
wall.
until that occurs, yeah? Or do we just say every 6 years we might need to re-brick, and so that's what we would want to do?
That's what you
right?
do. You look at it, look at, say, probably on a 5-year basis it gets repointed, or on a
Yeah.
10-year basis it gets replaced, or something like that.
Right, or maybe like there's an annual plan to assess the pathway once a year, or it's assessed,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it tells you like
Yeah.
what you do in increments and then over time.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's kind of that maintenance side of it, and then there's the capital improvement side
Right.
of it.
Right.
And the maintenance side, we look at that too. Maybe every year, there's a bench over there, there's a plaque over there, maybe every year it needs to be, acid etched and washed
Right.
and kept pristine, right? That's something we need to make sure they budget for.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, I'm thinking like when you said like Jack did the Manson Park stuff, it's kind of like if we had a nice tight document that was like, here's the annual maintenance kind of section, then when you have a loss or a void in like some person, you can say, ooh, like who owned these tasks, and
Yeah.
then you know who to,
Right.
you know what I mean, versus it finding it out when you start something and you're like,
Right.
crap, this isn't done, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Park like-
because that person did it.
Park like that, and even Hawthorne,
It's
it's
bigger.
really a weekly maintenance, monthly
Right.
maintenance,
Right.
biannually,
Yeah.
it's really a tiered
Right.
maintenance plan.
Because it's
There's a lot to
very
do.
involved sometimes.
right,
Yeah, I gotta
It's a lot of
believe
work.
with, between the baseball diamonds and the
Yeah.
tennis courts and the parking lots and the roads and
The grass.
It's a
and
big
the
job.
grass and trees and
All that, yeah, the
all
river.
kinds of stuff has to be done.
Yeah.
Right. But Hathorn's in a completely different situation because Manson Park has its own,
Yeah,
its own trust and committee kind of that works through that, right?
Yep.
Whereas Hathorn's like town.
it's the town and.
Right. And
We're
so
kind
what
of
the, what's the upkeep
we're
there?
the committee that's gonna have to probably have to put that together.
Yeah. I think
Whether it's-
Hathorn should be like kind of top on the priority.
Yeah. Kind of backtracking, I
Yeah.
just happened to think about this. Jim was kind of liaison for Pinnacle Park, so we may need to kind of reconfigure that as Pinnacle is going to be something that we are going to get into like soon.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, I
the
think-
winter's coming and.
Yeah, and I already have a little update on that one. I think I'm kind of buddies with him on that, or sort of back
Yeah.
up to him maybe,
Yeah.
whatever. But I know we've already done some prepping for the winter stuff, like ice
Okay.
rink liners getting ordered this week, like we're preparing for the skating rink stuff, and I think I either owe you an email or we need to chat about that.
Yeah, and Jeremy and I are actually doing our expeditions with the Pinnacle. So at school, our students are doing, actually we kick off tomorrow.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
yeah, so we're gonna be working pretty closely with that Pinnacle group. Anyway,
Good. This is a great group. We got fingers and hands and everything and
Yeah.
it's great to have that.
Okay. Okay, then
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just kind of leave it with you two kind of doing all that, and you're still in contact with Jim about it. I just didn't want that one to be kind of left alone
Yeah, I
with
think
him being the contact guy with the ideas through this group, so.
I might, maybe what, I'll talk to Jim and just see if he wants to take a stab at a first draft of the master planning doc. I know he mentioned some bullet pointed things in one of our early on meetings that was tracked. So or I can just throw a draft his way and let him own it and revise it as he wants, and then we can get started with that, because I know that's coming, and
right.
Yeah,
he knows more about the ski side
he
and all that.
does.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I talked to him, he's pretty checked out on all of this.
Yeah,
He's kind of over it, I think.
Yeah.
And he signed signed for a 1-year commitment there, and I think he kind of got into it
Right.
and he had some other things going on in life, and he was kind of like, I'm into putting all this effort, and yeah, he's done his part for sure.
oh gosh,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh, yeah.
So
I'm
you
happy-
may want to just pick his brain.
Yeah, I'm
and
happy
think
to
that-
do the heavy lifting and just have him be oversight. He just has so much contextual knowledge of the site and the plan, and so I'm happy to do the busy work, and he can be the
Yeah.
visionary or whatever.
And referencing my notes back to then, he said he had some ideas on the
Yeah.
budget and stuff like that, so,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
that's good, if you wanna work with
Yeah,
him
I
on
can,
that, well, okay.
and meet with maybe the Pinnacle, because I know that
Yeah, can
that
we-
requires a dovetailing with the Pinnacle group that is in a separate
Ski-
entity,
ski
the
club.
ski group.
I'm sure Heather would be a good one to reach
Yeah,
out. She's,
Yeah, and her and I've met in the past, and I actually need to
Yeah,
talk
and-
to her anyway.
And you guys ski and you're pretty regular there and everything, so,
Yeah.
so maybe you could slide into the support for Lindsay on
Yeah.
that, liaising there.
Yeah,
yeah,
cool, we can do that, easy.
That works.
Right on.
We work in the same building every day. It'll be
We
easy.
Okay, so that'll be good. I think we'll get some stuff underneath this. We'll ask our Catherine some information there, and that'll be good. Anything else on that? New business, we had the budget season. Catherine's kind of mentioned a couple times, and understanding that we're just getting formed and really just trying to figure all these things out, and that if we knew of one or any specific things that we wanted to propose for the budget, to throw it her way now,
Yeah.
for her to hold our piece.
I have something.
But yeah, for myself, I don't know enough to make a educated suggestion, but
Yeah.
obviously we're gonna talk about it tonight, so.
Yeah.
uh,
For Pinnacle Park, I'd like to see just the liner annually be covered as part of the town budget. We fundraised, we have enough money to get through this year and potentially next year, but long-term vision would be, it's not super expensive, it's like $400 a year. But it's, from a fundraising perspective, if we have to fundraise every year just to get the thing we absolutely must have, then it's kind of tricky. So it'd be nice if that could be built in, and if it's not, we'll just fundraise for it. But it's hard to have your annual number one item be something it's $400. It's not a ton of money, but it's enough so that what we have for a little nest egg for the skating rink will deplete
Yeah,
fairly quickly if we have to do it every year.
okay. Yeah.
That's the only thing I would look to see if they would help out.
So that recreation skating budget, that's all money you fundraised?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still getting my arms around those sheets there, trying to figure out the fundraising.
I know,
versus-
that's where
the fundraising account versus
Mm-hmm.
the annual budget account.
And I have an Excel document where I've tracked all in and outgoing money for the skating rink, like on my own, so that I could cross-check whatever the town was keeping for records to keep everything tight and lined up. So I can always take a look at the skating rink stuff if you
Oh,
want.
that reminds me, she was gonna, for every meeting, she was gonna bring got a balance sheet for the
Yeah.
rec accounts,
Oh, cool.
so we can understand where things are
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
And this one obviously is a dated one. This expired, this one was good through 6/30. So this one's a little bit outdated, but I don't imagine that the skating rink has
Yeah, we
changed
didn't spend any
since then.
money over the summer.
Right, but I'm thinking this balance is all fundraised money that you had in here, so
Yeah.
that wouldn't.
Yeah. And
But that's all I see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go over the rest of this.
So we either see, with all the money Susie brought in with all the rec stuff, and see
Yeah,
those rec accounts go up a little bit, because there's gonna be pretty low expenses this year.
Right, the only thing we're really getting is we got the pennies for 168 bucks. And whatever the t-shirts are, right now, probably like, $6 a shirt.
That's really good. Where do you get them through? Where do you order them?
Oh, well, this is the first time I've gone, it's different, I've always got to find a vinyl.
Right, but-
This time I contacted Berg and,
They're really, we've used them.
Yeah, so her and I had a few emails back and forth. I was very specific because I know how to order t-shirts, so
Yeah.
she wrote back and was like, yeah, okay, one color front, and, one color t-shirt, one color front. It's probably $4 or $5, and if you add a number on the back, it's another $4.
Oh, wow.
So maybe we won't bother with the numbers, because the
Yeah.
football kids don't need them, because they have
Right.
a
Right.
jersey, and the soccer kids are wearing pennies, so I guess we don't really need numbers on the back.
Right.
But I did tell her I wanted sport-specific ones, like, field hockey, Pittsfield Rec, the field hockey ball, soccer, Pittsfield
Yeah.
Rec, football would be Pittsfield Rec, and Rachel Kelly would make her own for charity. And then just send them
Cricket.
to,
I was just gonna
She
say,
did
we
that.
should pack
She's
the
cooking
person
right
and
now.
pay her.
yeah.
she made them last year for charity, so.
That's
Probably my
Awesome.
favorite large purchase ever is a cricket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, it's not really that large of a purchase,
I
but
don't
I feel
understand
like.
what it is, to be honest with you.
So here's kind of a question, and it might be too late. So the football field down at Manton Park has the one field goal. Is there the opportunity to get another one so that we have like a field?
They're running a 50-yard.
Right.
They're running a 50-yard half field, and I think it's a spacing issue. I was thinking that maybe they
Right.
could have moved it to the other
Yeah, what's
side.
the
of
Why don't we do this out of the walkway and run a 80-yard
I don't know,
field?
Woody
if we
said
did
somebody
it?
made that.
That was a Woody thing, and
Yeah.
and I think that's just the way that he had set it up. But I don't necessarily
And
know
he
that it
had
couldn't
asked
be.
me about purchasing the remote for the scoreboard, and he was gonna give it to the rec department, and I was like, yeah, okay, so Catherine and I were talking about it, it would be like $200. And, I said to Woody, I said, just find out where you got it from, so I can find a place that will take like a PO from the town, and he's like, oh, great news, somebody's covered the cost of it,
Of the what?
of the remote.
Remote for the scoreboard.
Oh.
So somebody bought, I didn't ask him who it was, but he said somebody bought the remote.
$200 remote.
That's, yeah. Like a donation to the
Better
building.
come with that.
Yeah.
The football parents are
Yeah,
very
they go
donation,
better.
they're also donating like
Because I
mouse
was like, I
cards
could
and
get it.
other
It was one
stuff.
of those
That's
things
really
where the
great.
link he sent me was on eBay, and I mean, I could have got it and
Yeah.
eventually got reimbursed by the town. But the town doesn't really necessarily like that, so Catherine's like, let's try to find a place where we can get it the right way.
Right,
And by the time I talked to him again, he's like, oh, it's all covered.
right.
I was like, okay, he goes,
And
"Oh,
we
there's
were-
somebody building goalposts. I was like, great.
They were running the controlled scrimmages. I don't necessarily think that, I didn't realize that was the plan throughout. Like, I thought that was just the first couple of games they were going to run those controlled scrimmages, so that wasn't a huge deal. But it wouldn't be a bad idea if we could move, or even down past where we do the t-ball,
Yeah.
right? Down past the
Right.
tennis courts.
I feel like
Nothing's
there's a
being allowed.
space big enough for a football field.
And that's
The
probably
outfield of the
parking
softball
lot.
fields continued.
Right, and there's no MCI soccer, and that's not even played there anymore, is it?
No, there's a soccer.
They only practice there. It's really rough down there, and you get a couple bad rain time.
Oh, I played there as a kid. I know.
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, do you mean MCI is rough or
Huh?
Manson Park
What are you talking about?
soccer?
For like on the other side of the dirt road from the tennis courts, where the egg festival is?
No,
No.
That's what I
So
suggested.
just think it's
MCI
really rough.
has their own field now, right?
Yeah.
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 So you're saying that's too rough for football?
on the other side of the road,
Either one.
where the Egg Festival is, I just think that there was a lot of problems with T-ball, because you guys were always getting like mud and,
Well, that was March though.
you know.
That could be a different time of year.
There was some,
It was okay.
there was
You
some
could ask Woody
potholes,
why he didn't want to pick me up.
never ending potholes.
Right.
I don't know.
The outfield of the softball field, that strip is where they used to play football before the
Right.
field got on
You're
MCI.
absolutely
That's where
right.
the football field was.
Oh,
MCI's field used to be right in the middle, right behind the bathrooms,
yeah.
so that's the best spot.
And yeah, and even if we crossed over like where we did football camp this year on that oh no, you didn't do it.
No.
On that downside, like walk past the bathrooms and keep going.
Yeah,
and it was
exactly,
on the
right
left side
there.
of the walkway. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not ideal for like parking and being right there, but I think it's better. I feel like right now, especially because I don't know if you noticed tonight, the baseball kids started playing and they were trying to hit, and we had 3 teams down there practicing, and it was too much.
It'd be worth spreading them out.
Well, I told Sean to make the field hockey down behind the playground, by the pool.
Oh, that's that's where
I
I.
said, make field hockey on the other side of the path.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So it's
where
like
football
down by the
is,
hill?
Like over there
Yeah.
by Manson Parksville.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
kind
he was gonna
I
try
don't
to
wanna
tackle those.
undermine what Woody did, but I mean, if we could set up a full
It's not
field.
ideal.
I'll mention it to him.
I'm not.
See what,
I'm sure-
what his reasoning
Has
behind
to
it
do
was.
with it.
Yeah, we'll find out what the reasoning behind it was, and
Yeah.
I could probably get the stuff donated to get another post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can. I'm sure that. I mean, that came.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was all the pipe that we had at our house. So I'm sure
Yeah.
we can come up with more pipe to make a new goalpost.
Right. It'd be great if we're hosting other teams that, we have a field.
Agreed.
Because
So-
otherwise, it'd be better just to travel to them.
That's what I was thinking, which is why I was thinking we were going back, but now we're coming back here this weekend.
Yeah. A lot of, so we talked about the line there. Long-term purchase might be something, probably not this year's budget, but purchase might be some soccer goals for Manson Park.
I
And
think you can
some
tell.
pop-up goalposts. They have pop-up goalposts too.
From this far,
Yeah,
how
I think
dependent
that's
we are
the
on
key.
schools.
Because then we don't have to depend on all the school fields either.
Yep.
Definitely.
And coordination with the school teams, which always makes things tough.
And that's why we have that park, really. I mean, we have that park for right here. I mean, seeing that park filled with kids is exactly what it's for.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Little research, see how much, research goals?
Sure.
I'll research those, one of those pop-up goalposts, just see what they run.
For soccer, you mean?
Yeah.
And then a pop-up for football.
Yeah, I'll research them, or whoever can research them, I guess.
I'll do it right now.
What?
I don't think there's any
Good luck-
service
good luck
anymore. I
in
can't
your
get
service.
I was gonna say, she didn't get her phone out down here?
Oh, maybe not.
I can't, nothing goes through from my phone down here.
I have A-bar. Let's see.
Jordan told me that he thought like good goals for middle schoolers were like $4,000. That was his estimate at one point.
Probably be easier to make those out of PVC than it would be the football goalpost.
Yeah, those football goalposts are great.
Oh,
The-
that was amazing.
Yeah.
It does bow down a little bit, but
Oh,
we look away at that part.
all right, so budget stuff, we have one thing we're gonna suggest for this year.
Are we all in agreement with that?
Yeah.
The,
That
just
makes
the skate rink thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty, we pretty much can't do it without it, so.
No, oh gosh,
How one
no.
of these?
Oh, you talking about the liner expense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be.
What
I mean,
about the goal with the goal post? It's like a combo.
I've seen those, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. And
Is that what you found?
oh,
I think you only
that's
have to
better.
buy-
That's both. But then you're
You
dealing
are-
with not
you
being able
are
to play at the same
sharing
time.
the field, but
This one is not too
Right.
bad.
those are cool.
This one's not bad. This is it's made of
But-
wood, but that's that's a pass the
Even if you just have
And
one
that's not
field
bad, right?
set up with
220.
this,
Oh,
then it can be either soccer or football.
That could be, maybe you do those and then you have a second option for a
That
soccer
sounds
field,
good.
and then you do this as a separate plate. I don't know, it's not a bad price.
Yeah, no.
$500? You could do both of them.
I've never seen it.
It's made of metal, so you'll have to
Football / soccer.
assemble it, whatever, it'll
Right.
not last forever because it will rust if it's rained on and whatever, but that's.
Yeah. But it still could be.
Maybe we could even paint them to try to protect them a little longer, I don't know.
Well, I did
Yeah.
get a message. Woody says there's 23 on 3-4.
23.
3, 4, and 11 maybe for flag. I don't know if that's part of the same 23, if that's
Maybe.
right.
23 on 3-4.
That's crazy. That's so awesome.
Well, last week he said he had 20, and I know I picked up a bunch more sign-ups.
Yeah, I know.
We had
I know
11
one.
out there and we had 5 on the sideline.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
there's a Fagan, and then Simon Canito wasn't on there last
That's
week either,
happening,
so
but-
Yeah, we
he
only
would have
16
been
at the
amazing.
Yeah, I knew he would.
I didn't know.
We had
Yeah, but
16 at the
he's
game
willing
last
to go back.
Saturday.
Yeah.
We
We
went to
only
So-
had 10. We had to play a 10 on 10.
I love sports and they just, you know, they don't really, they're not super competitive kids. So.
Obviously, I mean, Susie, you have your own set of budget that you submit, or is this different? Like, do you have an annual budget that you submit for equipment and things like that?
Generally in the, like, September or something or other, Catherine just says, do you have any, like, basically big budget things?
Right.
That are
Yeah,
covered
this-
through program
this-
fees?
This would go into her requested budget through
And
Catherine.
I,
Right.
this year I said, I didn't know the soccer goals were so urgent at that time, so I just said that we definitely need 2 new lifeguard stands at the pool and at least 6 umbrellas, and the umbrellas are probably $50 each. And she
Okay.
was like, great, I'll put it in, but other than that, I've never had anything, you know, like extraordinarily big that you can't pay for, like t-shirts or
Yeah.
soccer balls or footballs from the program fees.
Right. Yeah, and you and I talked about that before. So you put the other things in like this month, like the lifeguard things, you put those in for like this year, this
Yeah.
current budget that we're
I
talking
said
about.
Devin was gonna come up with a blueprint, I said probably $500 each or something like that.
Okay.
Just an estimate, and she just was like, great, I'll put it in the budget.
Mhm.
But, you know, just because you say it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna happen.
No, I'm just trying to think. I just didn't want
I
to
always
like.
say something every year, and usually whenever I say anything every year, it's something to do with the pool.
Right.
That's big, like we had body picking tables that were kind of hazardous because nails were sticking through, and, you know, people were catching their towels on them and stuff, so I always add that stuff, because otherwise, all these other things it's just basically just equipment, you know, tennis balls, basketballs, whatever the balls are, and the t-shirts.
So I was.
Last year you did the jerseys or whatever.
I did though. Yeah, I mean we did. Yeah, you.
But
yeah.
that was one of those items that came up that wasn't like budgeted for.
Mhm.
So,
I was just thinking in like to make sure that we didn't like throw out all of these things like the soccer goals and the goalpost and then have Susie have already had a bigger thing that we didn't know about, like obviously the lifeguard stand. So maybe I'm not really sure. That's a big list if you add all of those things on right now.
You got the lifeguard stands for next year?
yeah, I requested.
They're on,
This
they're
current budget
requested for this coming budget?
that we're talking
Gotcha.
about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I
When
was
it
thinking.
occurs or not, I mean, you know, there's been a few years where we've heard that, we've asked for that, and it has yet to occur, so.
Gotcha.
This budget cycle that we're in is for next fiscal year though, right?
Correct,
It's
yeah.
not the one we're in. Like this winter will be what we have for money, you know, it'll be the
Right.
next year, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, should I just add those though? If you've already requested them, maybe I'll put them in our formal proposal.
I requested things for the pool, but I did not say soccer goals, or I
Right.
stayed in the liner because I didn't know last time.
I feel like that's kind of a lot to ask, or I don't know. Maybe we could
Oh.
put like maybe we could put like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Like
Yes.
obviously those are important, and then the liner for the skating rink is important, and then if still available, soccer goals, things like that.
Yeah.
Do like like prioritize them.
Yeah.
And
Like
generally the
obviously.
pool has kind of like this, like, you know, small startup budget. Like I go to, you know, Walmart every year and get supplies, and they're always like, okay, don't exceed $200. It's like, okay, and usually I can get, you know, maybe 4 umbrellas plus whatever we need for cleaning supplies with that $200, so. You know, the umbrellas aren't really a big ticket item, but I always put them in there because every year they break because of the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And Devin and I have tried to patch so many together, and you cannot patch together an umbrella. It just doesn't work.
So you asked for the lifeguard stands, and what was the other thing you said?
I had 6 umbrellas.
6 umbrellas.
I
Okay.
just was like, I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah.
So it'll probably get bumped off the list, but some of them anyway, but
It's okay.
the liner, I think would be, it's pretty essential.
Like,
essential.
we have enough money to get one obviously this year and probably next, without having to do a ton more fundraising, but it won't leave a lot left for, you know.
And we always have like a, you know, a fair amount in our concession fund.
Yep.
And so like when we kicked in on the jerseys last year for football, I think we took it from the concession fund. Cause that's
Oh,
one of
okay.
those that kind of pays for itself too. It makes a
Okay.
lot of money.
Okay,
So if something comes up
That makes-
unexpectedly, we'll generally, Catherine will be like, well, let's just look at what we got for a balance on our concession fund. If you
Yeah.
don't think you need it, we can send $600 towards the jerseys or whatever we paid for that.
I thought she said they zeroed out the football budget for the jerseys in that first initial meeting. She said they zeroed out the football budget last year in the rec portion. She said they zeroed out the football budget last year she said for something, which I automatically assumed it was for the jerseys because you did.
Right, so maybe it was the jerseys.
Yeah, okay. Because I think the helmets we didn't do. We actually fundraised our tails off for the helmets too. So yeah, the helmets were separate. Okay, so 2 lifeguard stands, 6 umbrellas, and liner for skating rink are our 3 top priorities,
Yeah.
must-haves.
Yep.
Okay.
And then if we're going over that soccer goalpost combo,
It was, the price was $359. And that's for a 15 by 7, which I think is,
And then, but that would mean that they'd have to share the field or whatever.
well,
yeah, if you can't get anything else though, at least you got,
right,
for that you get both,
exactly. For what you get, just a soccer goal didn't we say the soccer goal was
She
something?
has 220 apiece.
220, this is a 24 by 8 by 5.
And how much was that one, Jen?
24 by 8 by 5.
This is it's more of an official size one, but you don't
Yeah,
need
this is smaller,
yeah, that's 50, that's probably,
15 by 7.
yeah, that's probably a little bigger than what we have now for the 3rd and 4th grade field.
And maybe
But it'll
if
work,
you
it'll
watch
work. We're not
those,
gonna only 7th and 8th grade
Craigslist or
fields
some school.
like eventually
Right.
they're gonna
Just
play
in,
sports.
party
Just the
design.
middle school level, you know what I
Unless
mean,
you
and
put
the
in
rec
last
won't be
year.
doing
Right.
usually
It's just
up
a
that.
matter
But
of
is it
trying to
worth-
figure out how to
Is it worth
Pay
getting
that
a
person to
smaller
town,
one
to
to just
town.
have the football?
So I guess
Or
maybe
is
that's
it
it.
Well, I
worth
think
getting a regular?
I was kind of nodding, but I couldn't really hear
You know
you.
what I mean, with the whole.
I don't know,
PO
regular
thing.
size is big
That's why I
for
like that,
little
I've
kids.
never shopped
True,
at
and
eBay.
but we have little ones for the
Town,
kids.
Yeah.
We're looking for a
supplies.
bigger size for like the 5th, well,
I go
yeah.
to Joseph's in front of our house.
That's kind of
Yeah, the PO thing's
That
coming
would
up.
be fine for a rec, it would be.
Yeah, and those are types of things that I really wish she could be here for a meeting for that type of question. Like, is that something that we can do? Is that, if Catherine were here, like, we could like spitball and she would say, yes, that's doable, no, that's not. So that's kind of tricky. Okay, so you would want 2 of those soccer, football, goalpost combos, right? On the extended budget.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, we probably, how much
How
you
many
say, Ryan?
questions?
They were $359 on Amazon.
So you probably budget like $800 or so.
Yeah,
800
but we were
for
just chatting
shipping.
that that's not a full soccer.
I was gonna say, you should
It's
show
a
'em to
smaller
Woody Farms.
version of a soccer goal. It's-
Yeah, so it's a smaller soccer goal,
Right.
plus it adds the element of having to be one or the other on the field.
Yeah.
Although it's nice, if you did both, then you'd have another option for soccer practice or whatever, and then you could have, but I don't know if that's worth it. So,
Yeah.
I think you just need to focus on one bigger set of goals for.
yeah, so then that's gonna be about $450, $500 roughly.
For-
To do just new,
2?
bigger soccer goals, yeah.
That's not bad, cause John Dean said like $4,000.
Well, you could get
Yeah,
nice
you
ones.
wanna make
These
sure.
are like,
I want to make sure they're not like gonna fall down the first time somebody kicks the ball.
right, these are wireframes, so.
They
I
kick it
don't-
into the corner and the entire thing just collapses.
Yeah.
Right.
So what happened to the old, are these the same old ones? Because Paul and I have had this conversation.
I think I think the ones that they're using are the ones you guys saw, and you just thought they were big, cause they're probably bigger than you
Yeah, they
think.
have some intermediate
But
size.
Sean said there's absolutely nothing down there other than the 3-4 goals and then some pop-up ones for K2.
Right, that's true.
And he's,
Yeah.
and John Dean went down to and investigated 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so where were the ones,
They probably belong to MCI, and they took them to
that
the
was my
practice
question,
field.
were they MCIs and they took them when they made the new?
Because MCI has
Yeah,
a practice
yeah.
field with 2 goals,
Okay.
and then they have a regular field, because they
Okay.
actually have JV games on the practice field, so they have 2 full-size, they have 4 full-size goals at their field.
Okay, so they probably bought 2 new ones and took the ones from the park that they were using. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, so the ones that we saw were the ones that she has.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm 99% sure, I don't know, but John Dean, when I told him that you saw big soccer goals, you know how he is, he texted me, he goes, be right back, I'm going for a ride.
Well, that's what,
15 minutes later, he got back to me and he goes, no. Mm-mm.
and that's exactly, I asked Paul about it, and he said, be right back, and then he called me and said they're down there.
Because John
So-
was really excited. I said, no, Amanda sent her and Paul investigated, and they
Yeah.
found big goals hidden out back.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll be right back.
So he saw those ones and thought they were the ones, okay, so we were all kind of mumbled up with that.
Right.
The next level up on this is like a $500 better option, just so maybe $1,000 is more.
That's not bad then.
Still, if it's not, I know that there are really good ones you can get, so I'm
Yeah.
sure they're.
Because like
Better
last
pieces
year when
of-
we were in the travel league, I think we had to play on the weekends or something, didn't we, for the older kids for soccer?
Yep.
Because we had to use Warsaw.
We did,
We didn't play at Vincent Park. So we were always trying to go
Right.
find out what Warsaw's schedule was. And then last year Warsaw Sports had a bunch of playoffs and Justin was like, I hope we don't have anything planned because we're gonna have all the, because the playoffs are popping up on different days. I was
Right.
like, oh, okay. And I
To
think we
not
had
have to
change
go
it.
through the school should be.
Could we
not
budget
have
in
to.
a community center?
But we're
that,
gonna be
and
in-
Oh,
right.
we just to have our own bigger soccer goals.
$34
Yeah.
million.
if we should.
No.
It'd be worth just setting up that field that we used to play on as kids
Yep.
at MCI, at Manson Park. But, so, how does the park fund work? So Manson Park has its own fund, and it's just maintenance, or,
Yeah.
so rec is responsible for any actual equipment that's down at Manson Park,
Any rec equipment.
like the goals,
Yep.
okay.
So yeah, the Manson Park, they had a fund, a trust, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's still going strong.
It is.
That is just for the facility, the maintenance,
Right.
that kind of stuff. It's not for any of the
And
extra things.
The employee, they play.
Right, exactly, the
employees.
maintenance, yes, exactly, that kind of maintenance too, it pays the employees,
Right.
it pays all of that. That trustee type of situation is still
But
rolling.
the trust
Yeah.
must state that the town kids can use the park for recreational activities.
It
does.
does, yep.
It
Absolutely.
actually, yeah, we'll go with that.
I think
Well,
we had some
I think
discussions
there's
with
more of
Amanda
like
about
an
that.
MCI, there's gonna have more to do with like, I don't know. That there's more detailed description in that, but,
Yeah,
We
yeah,
could probably pull it if we needed to.
yeah, I have a copy of it,
Okay,
so.
yep, we could probably pull it and,
And then there's always like a thing like where we kind of share the lining, the chalk lining materials with MCI.
oh,
Something like that. Like sometimes they buy it, sometimes we buy it.
is it super expensive?
Because they have the baseball field down there and the softball field. We also play softball down there.
Oh,
So I bought it before in the past. John Perry, the old umpire that used to do the Little League games, he went down and picked up a truckload one time, so we have a bunch of bags of it, so
Do they even use chalk anymore?
that was always kind of vague to me.
we use a spray at
Spray
Warsaw.
can.
We
Yeah.
might have a sprayer now, because I think, somebody gave us like MCI gave us an old sprayer.
Right.
So then I think last year we got spray paint and we sprayed.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the pop-up goal post thing, is that something we wanna list, or sit and think a little bit about it, or we don't have to go to it tonight either, we can float it to her the next week or so. So if we wanna do a little bit of research and look at it a little bit, and send some stuff around and see if we wanna suggest something to her.
I think it's not, so I'm torn, obviously, I'm torn, because I think it's definitely something to put prioritized lower down, obviously those other ticket items, but I also think that the football goal needs to be addressed as well, so I think maybe we could kind of line them. I feel, in priority, I think that soccer goals and football goals are kind of
Yeah. I agree.
right along the same lines, so I think it's fair to prioritize them below the other
Right.
major things, and if we get one or the other, great, and if we don't, then we know that those will be priority number 1 or 2 for next year.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens, or
Right.
what's gonna happen.
Yep.
I think the
Well, we have two
preferences-
super solid lifeguard stands at the pool right now that Kim Shorey and Andy Beach made a couple years ago, and then 2 rotted ones.
Okay.
Right.
No, I think those are
Inevitably,
priority.
if we get 2 new ones, we will not need them again for a long time.
Yeah, and I think those are priority. I mean, the lifeguards need to be safe.
I mean, and those the two that are there, I mean, I've sat in them before and I don't like it. It's those red ones and they kind of move with the wind.
Yeah.
heaven forbid you get a gust of wind and the umbrella goes, cause, yeah, those have gone in the pool.
Yep.
Cause they're a little rickety and they're tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely I'm good with those being a priority and the skating rink liner being a priority.
And I'll check with John Dean if he has a preference on the type of goal, and we can maybe find a middle ground for what he's looking for and what we
Yeah, I
can
would definitely,
afford.
for a football goal, you'd wanna talk to Woody.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones we have are fine for now. Like, I mean, they'll get us through this season and that's
season,
totally
and
fine, but,
Regroup.
yeah.
It's nice to have a fallback option to, should
Right.
we continue to be successful in how Pittsfield with sports and have to have playoffs and all kinds of other stuff.
Right.
Have to share, utilize all the facilities, so.
Yep.
Okay, so budget, if anybody thinks of anything in the next week or so before she tries to kind of finalize that, just shoot it out, we'll get it, you know, collectively we'll get it over to her. And her and Susie anyway. And the last item on the list was.
Next meeting.
What's that?
Next meeting.
Next meeting?
Yep.
Okay. Does anybody have any other business before we jump to next meeting schedule?
Nope, I don't.
Hopefully, we'll be able to do a little report out on the website thing at the next meeting. Jeremy, look at that. I think that's a good late fall, winter project to work on with Susie and Catherine. And we'll have another kind of fall sports probably wrap up if we go a full month, which I don't see any reason we can't go a month this time. No big deadlines or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
shoot for the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
Does rec do anything for Halloween? Sorry. We don't do anything, right? There's no rec event, no? Okay. I'm just not sure how this year's gonna go that way.
For our future, I love the idea though.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what the town's position on Halloween's gonna be? Has it been released? Did I just live under a rock or something? No,
Anarchy.
okay. I know, like.
Like every other year, chaos.
Poor little kid today was trying to tell me that they announced you're not allowed to knock on doors on Halloween night. I said, where did you hear that? He said, Facebook. I was like, I don't know if that's true.
I literally heard that conversation.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if you should trust everything you hear on Facebook. Just like throwing that out there as a general advice.
It's true on Facebook.
And he said I saw it on Facebook. Like
Yeah,
he was
I
just
was like-
scrolling in his free time.
I was
It
like,
cute.
what? Where
Yeah,
did you
that's
hear
awesome.
that? That was cute.
Okay, so a month from now would be like October 29th.
That night I can't come, but don't hesitate to have your meeting just not on that day. 'cause-
We don't do it without Susie.
Oh, okay.
22nd. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the 22nd. But
That whole week is really bad.
okay, that's fine.
If we can have it, but.
No, it's good. But Devin was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was just going back to look at.
Yeah.
I have physics exam on Thursday night, physics class Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:45.
Until 6:45.
Yeah.
At 6:45.
Until 6:45.
Is a 7 o'clock meeting hard?
Jenny from the block has soccer till 6.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
It's there for me, I'm good. But it'll be
Yeah,
better for you.
I don't see any reason we can't just outwit shit. We got Monday through Wednesdays are like all crappy for
Right.
the town, right?
And nobody
Right.
really loved the Friday night meeting.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I could do a Thursday 7 if it's the only option for everybody. I prefer to do it a little early, but I'll come to whatever.
It likely would only be a couple of them if we did that anyway, because the semester will be over before you know it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, is that Devin's thing? Is that
Yeah.
until 6:45?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I traditionally like to be in bed at 7:30, but
Yeah, totally up to group though.
I'm honestly okay with whatever. I just wanted, I mean, I don't have, there's nothing pressing for me, so you guys all decide. If you guys all have things going on, then you pick. I'm all in.
I'm up, so I don't care.
Thursdays I just have practice until 6. But I'm okay rolling in at 6:10 if you're all good with
Yeah,
that.
Tuesdays and Thursdays you're busy.
I am. Thanks. So cute. Oh my
So
gosh.
his class gets out at 6:45?
Yeah. Well, so wait a minute. Is he online though? Or does he have to
He's
get out
online.
somewhere
I don't think he's
and
on-
drive from somewhere?
No,
I
he
think
does online.
And he could maybe come in remotely and we could start at 6:45.
Yeah,
That would work. That way we're home before our kids have to go to bed.
Right, maybe
So
like
6:30,
even 6:30, split the difference.
Yeah.
And he can just pop in when he's done.
Yeah, we spend the first 15 minutes kind of crapping and get up to speed anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that.
6:30,
6:30 on the
29.
29th, does that work?
Okay, that's the night I can't come.
Oh, that's
The
right.
22nd, wasn't the 22nd the month?
Ben
Yeah.
couldn't do the
Oh,
22nd.
Yeah.
okay.
Wednesday night I can come, whatever, 28.
What do we
Yeah,
know
we
about?
can't, Monday through Wednesday, this
Oh,
space is pretty
okay.
much booked, I guess. It's
What if we do the 5th? And by then, we'll probably have to start thinking about basketball, or is basketball off the table?
It's probably gonna be pretty
I would be pretty surprised.
I would too.
I got an email the other day from the basketball league of Waterville. She just was letting everybody know that everything was on hold
Yeah.
and they were hopeful. And then one guy wrote in and said, we use school gyms, and they told us to not even contact them until January.
They're gonna start late if they start, is what I understand. It won't be a normal season,
Yeah.
it'll be after the holidays.
I think
And
November,
we only have school gyms.
I think November 5th is fine.
Yeah, so I mean,
Probably not
I
much
may or
gonna
may not be
change.
here, so someone else may have to take notes.
yeah.
Well, I do have a trip planned, but it's tentative right now.
Well, I need to,
I go to Florida every year for Carlin's birthday.
oh.
I don't do birthdays, so we go on trips. It's like our family vacation.
Why not? I would too.
So if I'm not here, then somebody else can take notes. I can live stream that.
Big shoes to fill.
Does Carlin want to bring a friend?
So,
We'll bring a whole family.
That's what I didn't want to invite myself.
Yeah, no, you can.
The friend
You
was Jen.
Would you guys like to do the meeting?
Carlin's adult friend, Jenny.
Yeah.
I'll bring
We
Jack.
can do the meeting at my mom's house. It's fine.
Perfect.
But I can zoom in. I can totally zoom in.
It's worked well so far.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Well, I'll just live stream it from that feed, because that's how I watched the town council meeting the other night.
Oh,
I
yeah.
live streamed it from that feed over there, like from the website. I didn't zoom.
Gotcha. Could you hear anything?
I could hear fine, yeah.
Oh, really?
I just
Okay.
couldn't see you guys that were sitting back there.
That was strategic.
Yes, I could see the man that was sitting here. I couldn't see the woman sitting there, and I couldn't see you guys back there, but I could see everything else. And I could hear fine.
All right, well, let's do that then.
Okay, October 5th. I mean, November 5th
Yep.
at
That
6:30.
works. Works.
6:30. Well, maybe we'll know more about basketball then.
Okay, so yeah, we can get like a rec update too, a winter update.
Not this town.
Okay.
Not with our gym dependency.
We can play in my garage.
Why not?
I mean, we could do
I
after.
was like, well, we could do cheering probably at the Elks, because one year during the fall it was cold and they'd have it at the Elks. And a couple times it was raining. I was like, well, we could have winter rec cheering and they could do it at the Elks. Probably about it.
Okay, should we
Okay.
adjourn?
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Adjourn.
So do you think you guys
Thank you, everybody. Till the.
You guys sent me a kind of a lineup of that.
Yeah, or you text me. I think you text.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
It was
I did.
text. I was like, gosh, I feel like I really want this year because I
No,
called
you
about
did,
it.
you did. And we are kicking off, not as exciting as normal.
I know, it was good
We're doing
practice.
just like virtual stuff, yeah. And